Hi baby and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Shantae, but you can call me Taya. And today we're going to talk about a topic that is so important and I wish was talked about to me before I started coming to school, or that I at least did a little bit more research about career paths and choosing a major before I went to school, because this is something that, like, I'm not saying I regret choosing my major, but it's something that I was like, oh, I could have took another path to get here. You feel me? Because oftentimes we're mostly taught the conventional way of certain majors, but sometimes you don't need to take the conventional way. And today I'm here to talk about that. So the first thing we want to talk about is, before you choose your major, understand your interest. Don't be afraid to go to college and be undecided and explore your interest and take classes that just explore your interest. It is important to have self-discovery and know oneself before you choose, before you settle down on one major, because it kind of makes or breaks. It doesn't make or break the rest of your life, but it kind of does. In a way, reflect on subjects and activities in school that you genuinely liked and initiate your passion. But aside from that, because what you liked in high school, you might not like in college, or you might see it a different light in college. And so you need to take college classes and kind of figure it out. I think you have up until your junior year to figure out, and or maybe a little bit after your junior year, like your senior year, to figure out. No, your senior year sounds a little too far. It might be your junior year. And before your junior year, just take classes. These classes are probably going to eventually count for your elective classes, or it might count towards your major, but you don't really start taking your major classes until the last 2 years of college anyway. So take classes, elective classes, and figure out what you like, what subjects you like, if you like research, if you don't like research, and just explore that, because I kind of wish that I did. Because if I did, I think I would have chose psychology over biology, just because I'm a little bit more interested. And that doesn't mean that I'm still not going to be a doctor. It just meant that I would have probably had more fun being in a psychology major than I have being in the pre-med biology major, although I still want to go to medical school. Understand the difference between passion and practicality. Of course, you want to pursue what you're passionate about, but sometimes your passion just don't make you no money, or sometimes it doesn't make any sense to go to college for your passion. Like, if you're passionate about doing hair, why are you coming to college? I mean, you come to college for a business degree, but you don't really necessarily need one to start school. Like, you could take business classes at your local community college and get like an associate's in business. But if you're passionate about something that almost always requires a degree, go here. But you also go to college. But you also need to be practical and understand, like, job demands, job market demands, job prospects. For me personally, and what the like somebody at my internship was just telling me to do is, for me, I'm a little expensive. And so for me to pick a career, he said I need to look in the tax bracket that it will cost to afford everything that I want, and look in the medical field and find a job that interests me. And this way I'm being practical, you know? Like, I'm not like, I want to be a nurse, but I want a Lamborghini. Now, nurses make money, but they're also overworked. Like, I'm not getting a Lamborghini unless I'm working and I'm not having no kids and I'm not having a house. Like, you have to be 100% utterly practical and realistic with your life. The next thing you want to do is research career paths. I think a lot of times we find one career path, or we know about these main career paths, but we don't know about the other weird career paths that are in the professions. And investigating career paths and different types of passions and different types of jobs. Like, if you want to be an accountant, there are different types of accounting, and you can investigate those type of like all types of accountings. For me personally, I want to be a doctor, and or I don't even think I want to be a doctor. I think I want my doctorates, and I didn't really notice that until I got to school, because it's like, I like psychology and I like research, but I don't want patients. Like, I'm it's not that I'm not too big on seeing patients, but like if I had a career and I didn't have to see patients, I would be okay with that. You know that some nurses get their doctorates in nursing. Like physical therapists, some of them get their doctorates. They're 1 year shy of having a doctorate because it takes 3 years to be a physical therapist. It takes 4 years. They are doctors. Work and ask people close to your career fields or just in random career fields, what do they like? Especially if you don't know what you want to do, I think it's important for you to be flexible and ask about other career fields. Vlog, like people vlog nowadays, so it's actually really easy. It's really easy now for you to figure out about other career fields than it is when back in the day, right? So you can always type in vlog for such and such career field, vlog for such, and 9 times out of 10 it'll come up, or like a video of that profession or that a person in that profession will be up here to talk to you about it, right? And so you can always do that. This allows students to tailor their academic experience and align with your unique interest, you know? What you want to do is get involved with internships and shadowing people. I shadowed a physical therapist because I shadowed a physical therapist, but he's a doctor, because I thought I wanted to do sports medicine. Now, I'm not saying I don't want to do sports medicine, but sports medicine was always something that I looked at, and I learned that it's actually quite time consuming. Like, I knew it was time consuming, but when he was saying like, oh yeah, certain sports medicines, if you join a team, you like you travel with the team and stuff. When you're in college, you're a kid still. Like, you don't know what you want for real. For me personally, when I first got here, I was like, I know that being a doctor is time consuming. I know that it takes a lot of time. I know that it takes a lot of energy. Now that I'm older, I want to have a great work-life balance. So I need to find a job that allows me to have that great work-life balance. Back to like the topic of internships and shadowing and asking people about what they do or their career path to get to the career, like their career choices to get to the destination that they got, if it's a similar destination to you. Like, I talked to medical students. I talked to a medical student that said he did music as a major. Like, you don't necessarily have to stick in one major. You just need to make sure that you have the experience when you're applying for the job, or when you're applying for medical school or law school or whatever. You just need to make sure that you have the criteria. I think he just did music and then he decided to go back to school and do, like, you know, you need the physics. I think you need like a physics class in order to take the MK, and another class. He just went back and took the class and took those classes and then went and took the MK. Like, you don't necessarily need all the biology classes to get to take the MK. And when I learned that, it kind of clicked in my head, like, you can make the most randomest major, but as long as you have the experience on your resume also to back up like a random major. Like, he had experience because he would volunteer in hospitals, and I think like he took a gap year where he would like you know, work at a hospital, research stuff. He did that. So you could do that too. Like, your path doesn't have to be conventional. It doesn't have to be everything else that everybody is doing. I know for a lot of law students, poli-sci is the major. Maybe you could be a psychology major if you like psychology, and then turn around and do an internship at a law firm or something. But you need to find a way to kind of make it connect. Now, that the key really is finding a way to make it connect to the specific job application that you're applying to. Internships and shadowing, but internships and shadowing also provides with you like a practical experience and valuable insight to help solidify or redirect your career choice. Because for me, it was research doctor and working with a physical therapist where he was seeing 4 to 6 people like at a time. it didn't make my head dizzy, but I constantly forgot who was what, and like I would have to use their chart, and like it was a lot. It was a lot, and I kind of was like, I don't really care to see. Not that I don't care to see patients, but for me, it was like I would prefer to just look at your data and give it to you, like give you the results and give you the answers. That I would prefer to sit here and listen to you tell me about your issue. Okay, thank you. Also, because when doctors, like, when they're hearing about your issues, you have to internalize stuff and then remember, write it down, this, that, and the third. Just a career counselor is so, so bad. Get one. A career counselor highlights the importance, like, career counselors are there to guide you and help you find a job. And that's their job. They're there to help you, like, find the experience to get that job. That's their job. Let them do that, you know? And with that being said, guys, that is a few tips that I would have before I picked a major. Like, these are a few things I wish I knew how to do, or I wish I did personally before picking a major, and I want y'all to do. There is no rush to pick a major. You have 2 years. If this is like your last year, well, there's kind of a rush. But make sure you're being thorough and thought out before you pick a major. And make sure that the major that you're picking, you're going to enjoy doing the schoolwork in it, because college is hard when you're not enjoying. College is 10 times harder when you're not enjoying the schoolwork. And can you imagine going to something optionally and not enjoying it? Exactly. This isn't high school anymore, baby. This is technically optional. So you don't have to go. And I think that if you're going to do something, do it because you enjoy it, you know?